A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. In this channeling session, I'm going to be talking about the DM. He is fighting with the karmic over the DF. Now, this was a clear message that was sent out, and it also had a vision attached with him. And the masculine, the DM, was fighting with the karmic. He was having a big fight. Now, you could also resonate if in case this should go for those people whose DM got married to someone else after the DF did not accept him the way he was acting or behaving. As in, this is not like a typical separation scenario. This is more of an ego separation that happened, where you could say that the twin flame were very happy with each other, but they had some problems. And they knew that these problems are always going to be there until and unless we work. But you can say that, at a certain point in time, the twin flames don't have these tools and techniques. A lot of people don't even know about the channeled messages, or it comes to people much later, I think, after they are in separation. During the runner-chaser dynamic, most twin flames don't know what's happening to them, most genuine ones. If you know from the very beginning, like even before you met your twin flame, even before you found out, about that person, then you could be having a different type of journey, a different type of dynamic, okay? It is possible like that also. I won't deny that. But a lot of twin flames start researching about what twin flames are when they go through separation, or they have a fight, and they cannot figure it out. They cannot wrap their heads around this type of intensity, this type of obsession they feel, and they know that this is not healthy, it's not so good for them, but they don't know how to control it, and then there are these phases of coming and going, hot and cold behavior, runner chaser dynamic. It happens. Okay, so I'm happy that you all are here with me right now. My intention is to help people, anybody who needs a bit of hand-holding, to help them out in a situation like this, because this twin flame journey, this twin flame scenario, first of all, it is quite niche if it really is happening to someone, and if it is a genuine connection. Secondly, twin flame is not just two people meeting. It's actually the coming together of two different types of energies, masculine and feminine, within a person, within the same person. Okay, so that's also a twin flame connection, and some people experience it slightly differently. They go from one relationship to another, and they keep learning and they keep moving on. Even that can play out. Or it could be about a person who's always yearned for love, always wanted love, and never got it. Something called unrequited love happened to them all the time, but they don't want it, but still at the same time they want it. So they have very dualistic mind. It's like two people are two very opposite type of people are functioning within the same person, so the same person will speak in contradictory manner or will project out contradictory energies. So even those people are in twin flame journey. However, whosoever is in the twin flame journey, and especially a difficult dark night is happening, at that point in time they need something, someone who can just tell them it's all right, it's okay, you're not doing something wrong, and you're just fine, basically, So this type of situation is happening over here, that in this particular, you can say channeling, the DM is fighting with the karmic. The karmic is basically, he married the karmic, and he could have been in a long-term relationship with the feminine, or he could have been in an on and off relationship as well. But it's being told to me that it was the feminine who did not accept him the way he was. She probably had some issues with him, and it is all right. If she did that, it's all right. A lot of you can actually do that. Some of you feel scared of doing that, of, confronting the masculine if he's doing something wrong. maybe he's keeping one person in the side, or maybe he's not a good provider, he doesn't have a good job, like he's like not trustworthy. He could be very nice, he could be spiritual, but in order to commit, in order to live a whole life, you need something more, you need something more. It's also destined. A lot of it is in destiny. And I'm also being shown that it could have also been ego, that the feminine hurt his ego with her words. She said something to him which was probably true, it was honest opinion that she gave to him, and he did not like that. He was like, you don't have to tell me that, you can't say that to me. It hurt his ego, and you know that when someone's ego is getting hurt, it means they need to do more inner work. They need to work on themselves a lot in order to kill that ego. Okay, so why is he fighting with the karmic? So what are they fighting about? They are fighting about the feminine, of course. Now, when he got married to the karmic, it could be a marriage or it could be an engagement, and it could be a full-fledged, publicly, like he's opening up to people and he's sharing, I'm in relationship with so and so. There was a time when it was very popular on Facebook, to put up that in a relationship with, I don't know how many of you remember, but I think till few years back it was very popular, and there were some options also, in a relationship with or married to and so and so. So anyone could go and check a person's profile. Now most people are not bothered about it. In fact, Facebook is not that popular anymore. Not that popular. People still use it for Messenger and other things. But there was a time when, people used to flaunt their relationships a lot on Facebook. And everything else also, like how much money they're making, what kind of job they do, and this and that. And nowadays, all of that has moved to Instagram. Instagram is the next place, where people do this. Of course, on YouTube, you can't do it because it's a content-based platform. Anyway, so what they are doing is that he first chose the karmic because the feminine hurt his ego, and he thought that, she is a horrible person. She's disgusting. She can never understand me. And whatever projection, which was given on her, he basically accepted that as the true projection or the true image of the feminine. Okay, and this is the overconfidence. The masculine needs to have it, otherwise his spiritual awakening will never happen. Okay, so his mother maybe told him that she's a bad girl, you should stay away from her, or sister told him she's a bad girl, or they quoted the differences. Now he is with the karmic, but he is checking out the feminine, or actually both are stalking the feminine at the same time, and somehow he speaks something. Maybe she has shared a quote online, maybe she had shared some photos, some kind of style or something, anything spiritual, material, worldly, and he happens to say the same thing in front of her, in front of the karmic, and the karmic goes berserk with it. Like, how the hell hadn't your ex-girlfriend shared it? Because for the karmic, there is no such thing as twin flame or this and that. It's like either ex or, present. So your ex spoke about it. So he's like, how do you know my ex spoke about it? Maybe I read it somewhere else. Maybe it was my wish to speak about it. How do you know it's, No, I know. I know for sure you're speaking her words, because you have explained to me that she is a spiritual person, or she is a this and that type of a person, XYZ kind of a person. So definitely you have picked it up from her, which means that you are still interested in her, you still want to be with her, you still have maybe something going on with her, which is not the case actually. He has nothing going on with her physically, but obviously mentally, emotionally, he has a lot going on. Now he has already spent a good amount of time with the karmic. So this is for those people where you could say the feminine is in the illumination process maybe. So he has spent a lot of time with the karmic, and he knows that karmics, all of the initial attraction, all of the larger than life image, all the amazing things, the package deal that she came with, He thought that, his life is going to be wonderful. He's going to be happy. And he also wanted to show it to the DF that, what, I can do better than you. And maybe over these period of years, maybe she was single, or maybe she kept her relationship private. She did not share it with anyone for whatever XYZ reason, personal reasons, okay? So he was always interested in finding out who is she dating, where is she now, does she have a boyfriend or not, and things like that, and maybe he knows. Maybe with him also she was not very open about the relationship. She kept it private. So somewhere in his head, he thinks that, with me also she was not so vocal about the relationship, so maybe she's doing the same thing. So she could be with someone. He wanted to get even with her. He wanted to take revenge from her. He wanted to show her that I can be so happy without you. I can have a beautiful relationship with a very good looking girl. And most importantly, she's got the money. She's got whatever you did not have. So it was like he found a karmic or anyone, who could make the feminine feel horrible about herself, because it was literally like he's rubbing it in her face that you don't have the qualities that she has. You don't have a big ass like she has, or whatever. I'm just saying. Long hair, big ass, or maybe thin, maybe his girl was curvy and this one is a slim, he wanted a model looking girl or whatever. Now these are physical features obviously. Now he will also learn that physical features are not the real way to measure someone's affection towards you. And here also one more thing is being shown, that the karmic is also upset because she has done a lot for the masculine. She feels that she did a lot for the masculine and she did not get anything in return. Maybe she had a face-off with the feminine earlier. Maybe the feminine and, karmic got involved in a fight or something. So she remembers her very well. She remembers there was something confident about her. There was something, because in this channeling session, whosoever I'm channeling, if you resonate with it, then I have already given a disclaimer that this channeling is for those people who were in a full-fledged relationship with their DM. And they were the ones who walked away because they could not handle it. So it's not a runner-chaser situation, because it's not necessary if someone walks away from the relationship, then that person is a runner. No. Sometimes you chase a person way too much. You chase a commitment so much. You chase some respect. You're chasing affection. You're chasing love. You're chasing so much and the other person is not giving you anything. Obviously, you are chasing because it's an inner problem. You are chasing because you don't know how to give therapy to yourself. You don't know how to heal your wounds. You don't know how to, take care of your traumas, how to face it all the demons of your past. You don't know that. You don't have that type of understanding back then, okay? So you feel that I'm done chasing a person. I'm done, trying to pacify this person or trying to convince this person. And during that time, some feminines walk away or they go silent. Like they will talk but not so much. And maybe the masculine has committed a blunder. Maybe he was found at a place where he lied about. Maybe he was in some party. Or maybe he was flirting with some other girl. Maybe he even slept with some other girl when they had a fight. Something happened, or he just simply refused. If she would ask him, what's our future like? How much money can you earn? Or maybe he was expecting her to take care of him. It could be anything. Or maybe it's a mother-in-law issue. Maybe the mother-in-law always humiliates her. So she says that why don't you move out from your mother's house? Why don't you do something of your own? But he has a lot of codependencies. He cannot make his own decisions. How come he made so many decisions when it came to the karmic then? That will be the question. That's because a lot of pressure came from everywhere. His mother-in-law, not his mother-in-law, his mother. And the karmic's current mother-in-law and the DF's future or past mother-in-law. Maybe they had a divorce. Maybe they had a very bad breakup. But before that they were all acting like a family. So whatever the case is, the pressure was coming from there. Then there is pressure coming from the feminine. Then there is societal pressure coming on him. Okay? And this is not so you give sympathy to him. I'm just saying that there could be many reasons due to which he felt pressured and he felt like running away. But he did not realize that his running away is going to trigger a separation or a big fight, or the feminine would feel very disrespected, and she would feel like she wants validation. She wants now things to change, and if not, then she wants to go away. So instead of calming her down, instead of apologizing to her for whatever happened between them, a big blunder was made, and instead of saying sorry, he chose the other way, which was the easy and the fun path. He thought that it would be easy and it would be fun, and he was like, to hell with this relationship. I love her so much. I'm so crazy about this girl. But this relationship is simply a problem, a big, huge problem that I cannot solve anymore. I'm sick and tired of every day comes with some new thing, and I cannot deal with the fights. So he put it all on her, basically, that she is the culprit. She is the bad person, and she is the one who needs to fix herself, not me. From this spiritual sense, it is wrong, because when there are problems, you need to question your own self, that I am the creator of these problems, or the problems are oozing out from my heart space, then I need to work on myself. Instead of that, he says she is the problem. But the feminine, on the other hand, she says, okay, fine, my whole life is over now. The man I loved so much, the man I dated for this much time or that much time, at least he was committed to me. But he's gone now, and not only he's gone, but he has chosen someone else. When two people are together and they fight, it is somehow still a bit easier to communicate. But if there is a third person involved, a third party is there, then it's not possible to remove that third party and just have a casual conversation. It would be seen as a big drama, that she's calling, my ex is calling me, and this and that. So nevertheless, this one ended over there, and he moved on in his life, and he went away with that girl, and she moved on in her life. And instead of, getting into some kind of a relationship where you are doing a barter deal, maybe she just went into a relationship just for fun. Who knows? Or maybe she said, I don't want to be in a relationship. I want to be single. Or she said, let's get into friends with benefit zone. I have been a committed girl all my life. I have done everything in the name of relationships and love and family. I never really had a good time. I never really did certain things, with certain people. What other people were doing in their teenagers or in their adolescence, I was doing the opposite of it, because I was looking after the whole people, the whole world who needed me. So maybe there was a big drastic change. This whole thing triggered, this attitude in the feminine that I'm no longer going to be selfless. Not at least in this case, not at least in relationships like these, I gave a lot to this man. So she moved on, and now this man, the DM, the distorted masculine, is stuck with the karmic. And first 6 months, even first 8-9 months are very nice. They cannot even have one whole year in peace. That's what records say. First 6 months look like some kind of a dream come true, literally. Like he's hit the jackpot, he's found something special. Oh my God, he took the right decision. Everything was literally in place. Like nothing can ever go wrong in this relationship. But just, 6 months are over. 7th month, 8th month, 9th month, it goes very, very, very bad. It becomes worse after that. And he was like always thinking about, this person says that, and he would go to a lot of people, he would ask them a lot of questions, because he could not figure out anymore. Like he made the right choice. He did the right thing. Again, it's not working. Again, there are weird problems, and in some cases, the masculine lose their sexual drive also. And this could also be the reason of fight between them. Another important reason they are fighting is because he no longer gets that much sexual with her. He's not that close with her anymore physically. And the karmic can feel it, and she's like a taskmaster. She's like, I married you, okay? I gave you this much money for your business. I invested in you. Or whatever it is, whatever the reason is. Maybe she took the money from him, and he feels bad about it. Like, I have invested so much on her. Or whatever the case is, it can happen both ways. She's like, I want you to perform. If you're not going to perform, then I'm going to make your life a living hell. And then she would say many things, like you're incompetent, or you fooled me, or you're bad in bed. So many like mean things. It could even go to an extent that she would start flirting with his friends, even sleep with one of his friends. And when he would question her that why would you do something like this to me, she would say, well, you were not doing anything. I got drunk. I was sad. I was emotional. I was depressed or whatever. I thought that this and that. So after 1 year, the problems start happening. And mostly they say 3 years, 4 years, by that time, masculine cannot take it anymore. After 3 years, usually they separate, or they have a fight, or they get into some ugly mess, which they cannot really get rid of. Maybe he has to go through it. Maybe he has to live through it. If they have children, if the masculine has children with the karmic, then the scenario will change a bit, because now there are children involved, and he may not be happy with her, but he may be happy with the children. He could be in love with the children, or he would feel that these are my responsibilities, for sure. So my dear ones, I try to complete, or I try to touch upon as many scenarios as there can be, so that you can have some ease. However, for your personal situation, you can check out the description box. And for karmic release, you can get into therapy. For transmutation of anger into love, you can get into therapy with me, and you can release those stubborn blocks, the rigid programming that keeps you in separation. Always remember that it is the feelings that create our world, and people find it very hard to shift from the feelings because the past has been so damaging, the past has been so painful. It's very hard to forgive and move on and imagine that there could be a better future. Over here, they are fighting because either he is stalking her and she catches hold of him red-handed, the karmic, or he is not performing sexually. He cannot. He's like, I don't feel it. I don't see it. I don't get it. What do I do? You can't force a man, to sleep with you. And she's like, but you were good. But you were good back then. You were doing it. Like, what happened? What changed suddenly? Or, as I mentioned in the whole session, various scenarios. So the disclaimer is that if you book a reading with me or a therapy with me, then kindly do not share your twin flame experience, the journey experience with me so far that has happened, because we are going to talk about it in person, face to face, with the help of intuitive reading and with the help of tarots. If you get into therapy with me, then there will be a whole lot of assignments that require you to answer a lot of questions. You can, they are like forms, you have to just fill and send it back to me. So there are many different tools and techniques, very simple but effective exercise that are conducted in order to remove these rigid blocks and at least, move towards a better future. Move towards the zone where you're like more relaxed and you think, this is happening and this can happen. So in this situation, the masculine is definitely not going to stay with this karmic, because the karmic is going to make his life a living hell now. From this point onwards, she is going to torture him like anything. And then he would be like, I'm done with it. And then she will be the one to blame him for everything. So it's literally like whatever he said to the feminine, all the things, he will receive it from the karmic. And then that will make him realize that, I made a mistake. I should not have done that. I should not have run away. I should have rather worked with each other. I wasted all this time with this karmic, this person. Maybe I could have built up something with her on the other hand. It would have been the same thing. Now I've had this kind of experience. Maybe she's not going to accept me anymore. The DF, why this much time is needed, guys? Some people question the time way too much. All this questioning will not be fruitful because this much time is needed for the feminine and the masculine to both process the emotions. Emotions are not something that you can process just by talking about it. That's why when we do therapy, we make sure that you don't just talk about it, you process it all, whatever we can in a given period of time. So thank you so much for being here with me. One love and peace out, and see you in another one.